I'm here today with my 2021 TBR. This is a sort of tentative but set TBR. These are just some books that I really want to get to in 2020. I am trying to get through my backlog. However, there are 2 books that are not out yet that will be coming out later in 2021 that I'm also going to add here because I'm really excited for them. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So I just keep wearing the elf ears every time I film. I look like some kind of fire fairy. I like it. I stole my dad's sweater for this video. I always steal his sweaters because he has like the coziest sweaters. Anyway, moving on. I'm gonna start off with the book that I'm gonna be rereading this year, even though I have a lot of rereads that I'm kind of in the process of. My boyfriend is texting me. I love you, but do not disturb me. Okay, let's fix it. The first book that I plan on actively rereading in 2021 is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, which is slowly getting more and more battered. And I feel kind of bad because I love this book. When did I read this? I read this a long time ago now. I think I read this in 2018 or 2017. But basically, I really want to read this again. This is my all-time favorite book. Words cannot describe the feeling I have for this book and how it made me cry. I have one bookmark in here and it's towards the end, so y'all already know. But yeah, if anyone knows if there's a hardcover edition of this anywhere, please tell me, because I want a hardcover and I don't even think they publish hardcovers anymore. Also, another reason I want to get into this again is because I've been, as you know, super into dark academia after finally finding a name for my aesthetic. And this is obviously core dark academia books. Highly recommend, will forever recommend. If you want your soul and your heart ripped out of your body, you should read this book. And who doesn't want their heart ripped out violently? Next, in no particular order, are some books that I want to read. Some of them are repeat authors. I think there's only one repeat author here, but the pile got mixed up because it tipped over. So, first we have Capturing the Devil by Carrie Maniscalco. Yes, I'm late to reading this. This came out a while ago now. So, yeah, there's nothing to say about this book except that it's my all-time favorite series. And this is the final book. I don't know how to feel. I'm not ready to say goodbye to Audrey and Thomas, but we have to. So there's this. It's so pretty and I don't want it to be over. I love this series. But we have okay, yes, this series is over. But she already published the first book in her next series, which is Kingdom of the Wicked. I don't know anything about this except there's witches, a really tall, dark, and handsome male protagonist or antagonist. There's the sexy man in here, that's all I know. And that there's something based on the 7 deadly sins according to this map. That's all I need to know. I don't want to know too much because if I know too much about the synopsis, it's really predictable what's gonna happen, or sometimes the synopsis just tells you too much. I rather take those little blurbs that people put out, and I don't want to know anything. Since I already like Carrie Maniscalco's writing, I figured let's just go in blind. Also, this cover is just so pretty. Can we just snake?
It's got that new book smell.
I keep bumping my phone a tiny bit each time I stop the video. So I feel like we're just shifting constantly. Okay, this next book is very backlogged. I was excited that this was a new release when I was a freshman in college. I'm a junior. And that's Stain by A.G. Howard. A.G. Howard, if you guys have been here a long time, is one of my all-time favorite, like can't miss author. I have loved all of the books that I've read so far. Like I said, I am a little behind on her books, but this was the last young adult book she put out, and then she has a kind of new adult paranormal romance that I also want to read. I didn't bring the book over here tonight. First, I want to read this before I read her paranormal romance because I want to marathon the whole series. This is just a standalone as far as I know, and she also has another book coming out. It's a vampire book. I don't know the name, but I'm gonna put it here for you guys to see. I hope I've edited it in here so you can see. I'm so excited. Vampire books, there's so many vampire books coming out in 2021. I'm excited. You're gonna see another vampire book a little later on in this video, but anyway. This is a Princess and the Pea retelling. A.J. Howard kind of specializes in her young adult retellings, which is why I love them so much. She does such a good job of taking them and making them into these like beautiful, dark, twisted books, and I just adore them to no end. So this one is a big boy though. I say that about a lot of books now though, because I've been in a really big reading slump. It's also got a signed book plate that I forgot was there. I feel like I'm either manically energetic in these videos or I have like no energy because I'm hungry. So I'm sorry guys. Next book is not a new series or anything like that. It's The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan. This is the next series after Percy Jackson. And I read Percy Jackson back in like 2019 or 2018 and I forgot to continue because I was on a book buying ban, but now that I've got, you know, my TBR down, I feel comfortable like continuing series and buying the next book in the series. So this is just book one, The Lost Hero. I know that this follows a different set of characters, not just like Percy. I believe this is where we meet the kids that are in the Roman camp. I think his name's Jason. I don't remember. It's been a while. I kind of want to reread Percy Jackson before I read this, but I'm scared I'll take too long to reread it and then I won't be able to fit this into 2021. The next book is Wayward Sun by Rainbow Rowell. This is the second book to carry on her little Simon and Baz spin-off from her book Fangirl. That's like a really convoluted explanation. I'm so sorry. But she released this in 2020. Yeah, I think 2020. And it follows Simon and Baz after kind of like the chosen one. Because, okay, he saved the world, but now what? I think they go on some kind of road trip. I haven't read it. Some people really like it, some people don't. So it's kind of a hit or miss. But I do know that there's a third book also coming out that I'll put right here for you to see. I don't know the title. So I'm excited, but also nervous because Carry On is one of my like favorite books. It's a book that I reread really often. So if I don't like this, I don't know what I'm going to do. But I should like it because I really like Simon and Baz and I like Rainbow Rowell's writing pretty well. So I think this should be a good book though, and it's pretty small. It's nowhere near as long as Carry On was. So last physical book I have to show you, you guys have probably seen everywhere. It's been a while. I'm late to reading it. That's Crescent City. House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. Ooh, a Sarah J. Maas book. I really love A Court of Thorns and Roses and the whole series. I'm just not a fan of her sex scenes. And I know she tries to make her books like spicy and sexy. And it just doesn't work for me. Like they don't do it for me, folks. But I do really like her writing otherwise, so I want to read this. There's also the next book in the spin-off series of A Court of Thorns and Roses that I talk a lot of shit about, to be totally honest. Like I said I wasn't gonna read it. I'm like, it's probably gonna be shit. I really don't want to read it. But she's piqued my interest. I'll admit when I shit talk. Like I've been shit talking the book since it was announced. Because the cover is not my favorite. It doesn't match anything. So. And it's, I want a Nesta redemption arc, but I feel like we're gonna get a Nesta having weird sex with Cassian arc instead, and that's really not what I think she deserves. So if it's just kind of fan service for the sake of fan service, I'm gonna be a little annoyed. So I'm between kind of if I should or shouldn't read it. I'm definitely gonna read Crescent City. I don't even know, does anyone know when the second book is gonna come out to this? Is it out? Did I miss it? Like, what's going on? I've not heard anything. Is it a standalone? Someone please help. The final book I found on a whim because I was talking to my friend Heather on Bookstagram, A Journey to Happiness, and she posted it. I think she posted it. Yeah, she's like posted in a story or something. And it's a book by J. Kristoff called Empire of the Vampire, and it comes out in September of 2021. I don't know anything, and I don't want to know anything. All I know is vampires and ripped man on the cover. That's all I need to know. So I will be very excitedly picking this book up when it comes out. I just love vampire books, and I don't think we get enough of them anymore because we all like got really tired after Twilight came out. I don't know. But I'm excited. So yeah, that's the last book I have to show you guys. I am gonna wrap this video up because I'm hungry. So I will see you guys in the next one, which is actually probably a book haul.